Welcome, Bill here, Detroit Commercial Photo and Video, and today we're talking portrait photography. The basics, though, just the basics. And I got some bad news for you, and I got some good news for you. The bad news is I had a person all set up today that we were going to photograph, like I did with the cake and the products and that kind of thing. And a guy was supposed to be over here to do it, and about 20 minutes ago, he called me up and said, I can't make it, Bill. So we're just going to have to kind of go through it and kind of imagine that we've got someone sitting there in the magic spot. But good news, starting in 2 weeks, we're going to have a brand new series starting up, and it's going to be called What's in It for Me. The first one we're going to start with, because I get tons of questions on this every time I do a headshot or event or I photograph in particular a lady, is what about my hair? What about my makeup? What about my nails? What about this? What about that? So we're going to start a whole series on that kind of thing, hopefully to answer some of those questions, okay? And I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine by the name of Michelle Peters, who sent me an email with that suggestion for that whole thing. And I definitely appreciate it, Michelle. By the way, if you don't know Michelle, you can find her on LinkedIn, okay? She's an amazing LinkedIn person there. She can help you with your bio and all that kind of good stuff. She's an LBN, a group that I participate in as well. So she's just all over the place, and she's really, if you need a resume to get a job, she's the gal, okay? So that's Michelle Peters, and thank you, Michelle, if you're listening in. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we're going to start that in 2 weeks, guys, okay? At any rate, getting down to it today, because we did start a couple minutes late, so we're going to have to get into it a little bit. And let's talk a little bit about the idea, the contrast, the theory of doing portrait photography. First of all, some ladies say, oh my God, I don't want to see any shadows of any kind whatsoever. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, our heads are not square blocks. Our cameras, whether it be your cell phone, whether it be a professional type of camera, they see in two dimensions. They see horizontal and vertical. However, we as human beings are three-dimensional. In other words, we've got some width to our faces, we've got some height to our faces, and of course, we've got some depth to our faces, along with two layers, and all of us are different from one another. Similar, but different. So, shadows are your friends, ladies and gentlemen. Shadows are your friends. Why? Because the properly done shadow will show that your face has got some roundness to it, okay? It'll show the shape of your face. It'll show the dimension. It will add a flattering effect. And are you ready for this, ladies? Okay? It can actually make you look thinner if you got a little chubby face, okay? So, and that's called corrective portraiture, and that's one of the things we practice, by the way. So first of all, let's start off with shadows are your friend, and definitely you want some shadowing in doing it. However, how you get about doing it is a different story. Just last night, I was at a meeting for the American Society of Media Photographers. I've been in photography 35 years, belong to several groups. I was in that last night, and one of the ladies there was showing me about a job she's got coming up, where this medical place had all these headshots done of everybody. I mean, like 30, 40 people had their headshots done. They brought in some outfit. They put them on a wood background, plank wood background. Everybody was in street clothes. Everybody was dressed differently. No cohesiveness about it in any way, shape, or form. Just plain didn't work, okay? Just didn't work. Unfortunately, that's what happens in the world of professional photography, called professional. Is what they'll do is they'll take you and they'll line you up against a wall, one at a time. Next, boom. Next, boom. Next, boom. And this is what we often think about. I've gotten to a lot of conversations with people. I even heard of someone here recently actually using their cell phone to take those pictures. Now, if you're going to get light, the light's going to come directly straight ahead. It's not going to be flattering. It's going to be a one-dimensional light. You're not going to see any of the nuances of the face. Front of the face will be lit. You'll see the face, but none of the dimensions will be visible or viewable there at all, okay? See, recently another one outfit, and what they did is they did the same basic thing. The only difference is their camera had a pop-up on it. So they could literally, oh, wrong one here. There it is. They could literally pop up the flash right there, little pop-up flash, okay? And boom, take their photos this way here. Once again, not a whole lot different than the cell phone kind of thing. And they wonder why they're not flattering. They wonder why they don't look good. And of course they are. One thing in common with all those people that do that, they are in fact cheap. They are cheap. No questions about it, okay? Proper portrait photography, whether it be a full portrait of a family, or whether it be a headshot like I do now with commercial, or it be things like I've done a full 3/4 length for attorneys to go on magazine covers and book covers and all that kinds of things. You want soft, flattering light so that you get shadow but a soft effect. So what I always use, I mean always, 100% of the time, is I use one of these. This is called a softbox, okay? And the softbox, if you see it in relation to my face, it's pretty large in relation. But there's a thing about light. The larger the source is, closer it is, the softer the light's gonna be. So the way I do it is I bring the light on one side, aim it to go across the front of someone's face. It then hits this reflector right here and bounces back in to fill the other side. So the dimensions of it is going to be brighter on one side and a little bit more shadowy on the other side. And it's going to give that dimension, it's going to give that roundness to the face that we all know and want. Okay? Next thing is, if you're going to have your headshots done professionally, what's the background going to be? Super duper important. What's the background going to be? In most cases, you can't really see the background I've got set up here now, so let me see if I can move this, and that doesn't seem to make a lot of difference, so excuse me, but I'll move this around just a little bit here, and you'll be able to get a little bit of an idea as to the background I've currently got up. Now, one of the things I pride myself in, that's a big gray, commercial gray background. I like gray for a lot of reasons, simply because it's commercial. It works well commercially, okay? I mean, gray is a pretty standard color. But with the gray, I can make it lighter, I can make it darker, I can do a lot of different things with the gray. However, I have photographed and done people's headshots and made a blue background. I can make it blue, I can make it green, I can make it orange, I can make any color that's necessary for maybe your website or for your business card. So a proper photographer doing the job for you should ask you, what is your website background colors? What are you planning on using this for? Is this going to be in your business card? What color is your business card? So that we can make the background work with the card. Super important. I can do it simply. That's one of the things that I do that makes me super unique. So, we generally have our folks sitting. We then have a light like this to light the background. Excuse me, there we go. I don't know if you can see that on there, but it lights the background a little bit there, and I can direct that light intensity to get what I kind of want with it, or put in more lights as the case may be. So basically, that's our post for today. Been about 10 minutes, okay, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a little something out of it, all right? But it's really, really a valuable lesson here today. Stay tuned. Please keep coming back more. And the reason is once again, right after, next week is going to be editorial photography, editorial advertising. And then starting after that, we're going to start with hair, makeup, and nails, okay? Then we're gonna go right through the line of things you wanna be comfortable with when you have your headshot done, okay? Whether you do it yourself or you have anybody else. One of the things a lot of people ask about, oh my God, I'm fat, I can't get my headshot done now, okay? A good photographer can trim you down, you won't even notice, you'll never even notice it, okay? So that's our post for today. Thank you, I appreciate you checking in there. If you haven't before, go ahead and like our page, please. That would be absolutely wonderful. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you all next Friday, or hopefully beforehand, okay? If you got a suggestion, by the way, for one of these Facebook Live things, something you might like to hear about, don't hesitate to email me, PM me, Facebook me, whatever you might want to do, and let me know what that may be. Once again, Michelle, thank you very much for the request. Great suggestion, and we're taking you up on it starting next month. Thank you very much. Have a great one, guys. Bye now.